caveat to all of my stolen Africans here in racist America. I want to recommend a book for you all, and that's this book here called The Making of the White Man. You see? Here like that. The Making of the White Man, and this book is by Elijah Muhammad. He is the founder of the Nation of Islam. Remember in the last video I told you guys that I was dating a really good stolen African, and he was well, he is a member of the Nation of Islam, and he gave me this book, but you can only buy this book from the Nation of Islam website. And he gave me this book as a gift. He gives me lots of books. I have lots of books. And this teaches you about the history of the cave beast. And so I'm going to give you a little review of this book, but I want you to buy it yourself, okay? So remember, it's called The Making of the White Man, History, Tradition, and the Teachings of Elijah Muhammad. Also, the co-writer of this was Paul Lawrence Guthrie, and basically this teaches you everything about the cave beast that you need to know. But I'm gonna give you a little preview of it so that you know when to buy this. Okay. All right. So as you can see, like right here, you see there's a caveman. There's a caveman right there. On the top of it. Well, that's really what white people are, and that's why we call them the cave beasts, because they're just cave beasts. And what it is that this book teaches us that we as Africans, we were ruling all over the world. We had kings and queens in every place, like in Asia, we had them in South Africa. Of course, we had them in all of the islands, like the island known as Puerto Rico and St. Martin, Jamaica, of course, all right, and Costa Rica, and Mexico, all of Mexico, and we also was having a prominent population in this stolen land from the indigenous people, which is known as the Indians. And you'll see pictures of black Indians. Well, that's us. We were here first. And then what we did was we allowed the Asians that we created, because see, here's the thing. When they say all humans come from Africa or Africans, it's not that we gave birth to them. I don't think so. What we did was we created them in a laboratory. So every race that you have out there right now, like the Asians and the Italians, and well, the Italians is nothing but basically the Arabs that we made, and then they have actually had sex with the white Europeans, because Italians used to be blonde hair, blue eyes, but we got a hold of them, and now they have dark hair and they talk loud just like us, and they're just gangster just like us. So you know, Italians are almost close to stolen Africans, but nah, not so much. And of course, we created the Africans, the Mexicans. But when it came to the cave beasts, right, they're not necessarily human. This is what we did, because we had laboratories, and we have been more far advanced in science than the cave beasts has. And they have us thinking that we are behind in science. Africans have never been behind in science. So what we did was we started to make hybrids. So how we made cats was we spliced genes from leopards and lions, and then that's how we turn cats into what they are today. And the same thing with dogs. We took wolves and we basically hybrid them, and now we have puppies and regular domestic dogs. Now, this is how we made the white man, the cave beast. What we did was we took the genes from the gorillas, and we took the genes from dogs, and we also took genes from albinos. Now remember, black people are the only race who can give birth to albinos. And we all know that albinos are sensitive to the sun. They really have this light hair and they have these crazy colored eyes. Now, a lot of people think that, oh, he got some pretty eyes, he got some blue eyes. No. Blue eyes is a birth defect, okay? It is a birth defect of the cave beast. So don't glorify their eyes. It's just a birth defect, actually. The green eyes and the blue eyes, we have that in African people. They got that from us. We were the first ones to have different color eyes. And basically, this was just a side effect when we created the cave beast. Now, what we did in the laboratory, we took all of these genes, the dog gene, the gorilla gene, and when we took the gene from the albino, that's how we came up with the cave beast, which is known as the white man. Now, here was the problem. They couldn't handle the hot sun in Africa. And a lot of them was just dying like this. They just kept dying and dying and dying. And so the scientists, the African scientists, was saying, we need to do something about this. Well, how are we going to keep these defected offsprings of humans? Because like I said, they're really not humans. I said this in my last video, that the cave beast is not necessarily human. They just got this much human in them. But they got like this much gorilla and this much dogs. They got more dog in them than they do humans. So you can't really call them humans. So we was thinking, like, how are we going to keep these cave beasts alive? And so one of the scientists says, well, since they can't handle the sun down here and they can't handle the heat, we're going to have to take them to the top of the world where they'll survive. And that's what we did. So we like all of the created cave beasts that we had allowed to reproduce, because when we allowed them to reproduce, they created even more defective cave beasts. And so we put them on the boat and we sent them up to way up there to the island, which is known as Iceland and Sweden, you know, that Scandinavian area. And so when we sent them up there first, that's when they started to like overpopulate, because they started to, look, they're always talking about incest. You know who the number one race for incest is cave beasts. The cave beast is the number one incest. They do more incest than any other race ever. And so they was like having sex with their sisters and their mothers and the sons. They're just nasty. Anyway, so what they did was they started to populate after all that inbreeding. That's why they're so dumb. They're nothing without the Africans. Don't ever forget that, stolen African people here in racist America. The cave beast is dumb because they can't function without us. Anyway, so then basically they started to migrate down into other areas like Russia, and then you got them coming into like the UK, which is known as England, and then they came into France and Germany. And this is the reason why the whole Europe area is mostly of the cave beasts, because that's their ancestors. That's the only reason how they can survive is to be in the cave, because they can't. Look at this. Do you think this can handle the sun? No. And look at all that hair. Like, that's just a dog. See how doggy they look? That's how they are. It's just a dog look. And so, I mean, that's how the cave beast was created. And when you learn this, when you learn this stuff right here, this is how you'll know that that the cave beast can be beaten. And we just need to know how to do it. And I'm going to teach you how to do that. So I just want you guys to get this book. All my stolen Africans, get this book. This book will teach you a lot about the cave beast and how to beat him. And if we can get together to do that, we can take care of them together. All right, that's all from me, Shaquita. And I just want you guys to remember to get this book, The Making of the White Man. All right, Ahuru and Aquavia to all my stolen Africans here in racist America. I'll see you next time.